morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News Breakfast Show, your daily dose of news and updates. I am your host, Bella, and joining me on the studio today is
Steven.
we'll be taking today's top story from Punch and the Vanguard newspaper, and today's top story from Punch. World Bank led Nigeria $1.8 billion for education, nutrition, and economic boost. The World Bank has approved three financial operation total $1.8 billion to support education, nutrition, and economic resilience in Nigeria. According to a statement on the bank website on Wednesday, the concessional loans are aimed at improving the quality of education, building household and community resilience, and enhancing nutrition for under underserviced group. The statement read, the World Bank has approved three operations in Nigeria, totaling $1.8 billion in concessional financing to enhance education quality, build household and community resilience, and improve nutrition for underserved group. The World Bank lending, let me just say, let me put it in that, is it lending, or let me put it in the form of like a loan stuff right now into education, nutrition, and economic boost. Is that I don't really know if that is what we actually need right now, but even though the Nigerian economic is really sinking, I know we needed this money too. But I feels like these people that is being put in front of this, the leaders that is going to take in this lending of $1.8 billion for this education, nutrition, and economic boost is really giving me a feeling that this thing is not going to be done in a appropriate way.
I won't say it's not actually the right step to take for now. It's also when it comes to education and economic, I think it's the right step because definitely we know that the educational system in Nigeria is very very poor. The economy is very very poor, and we need that this kind of boost to come in. But in this kind of stage where the country has been going out to borrow too much of loans, is what really concerns me actually because these loans that we are collecting every time, every day, every month, we really don't know how the source of repaying this loan back, and that's what we really need to look into before borrowing money. Definitely, if for a particular person to chop 1.8 million billion-dollar loan, you should know that there is definitely a collateral to this and how to return the loan back. Because for you to be able to chop that kind of money, it's not a small money to just chop anyhow like that. Definitely the government has dropped a particular collateral for them to work with, probably fuel, agriculture, shipping things to a particular place for more effective. I think to me, it's a good boost. It's a good boost for the nation.
I hope it's work. Well, let's move on. NNPCL raises petrol pump price to 9.50 per litre. After initial hesitation, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has increased the pump price of petrol to 9.25 per litre at its retail station in Lagos and 9.50 per litre in Abuja. The new price regime effective from April 2nd, 2025, represents an increase of 65 naira from the previous price of 860 per litre in Lagos and 70 differences from the 880 previously sold in the north. Recall that last week, MRS and other independent marketers increased the price of petrol, raising its pump price to 9.30 per litre in Lagos and 9.60 for residents living in the northern part of the country. Industry experts says the new increase is a direct fallout of the recent suspension of sales of petroleum products in naira by the Dangote refinery.
Well, we all know that Dangote's refinery is located here in Lagos, and shipping. If we look at the cost of transportation, moving a particular product from Lagos to the northern part of the country, you don't expect. We are in a country whereby we take advantage of so many things. I believe the northerners should not be expecting the same price of fuel with how it's being sold in Lagos, the same price is going to be sold there. The distance from getting from Lagos to the north, we definitely they are going to consider that also to make it to make them be able to see their gain out, not being eaten up with their cost price. We should understand this better. The rise of petrol pump price from to 950 in the northern part, I believe it's something we should have known when it comes to business and economic welfare. We should have known that.
Well, let's move on. Recall, Natasha slammed Yaya Bello as group defend Akpabio. The suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan on Wednesday warned former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello to concentrate on clearing his name in the ongoing 8.2 billion naira fraud trial instead of his alleged campaign to have their recall from the Senate. Natasha gave the warning in a thank you statement issued on Wednesday to appreciate her constituents for standing by her despite her predicament. The former governor is currently on trial for an 80.2 billion naira fraud charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. Natasha's statement was a reaction to Tuesday's remark by the Kogi state government describing her claim that Bello, the Senate president, Godwin Akpabio, and Senator Apeyong Asuoku attempt to assassinate her as a malicious falsehood.
To me, I don't see why the former Kogi State Governor, in person of Yaya Bello, should be putting his mouth in cases like this because with the kind of trial
Going now.
is being held for at the court by the EFCC. You should know that it should even be on house arrest, probably because 80 billion naira is not something we should just look by and forget about. Because that money is something I believe the EFCC and the courts in charge of that case should have arraigned him a long time and even locked up because almost everybody knows that Yahya is guilty of that charge. But when you have money in this country and you've gotten to a stage whereby you know people and people know you, it's hard for you to just it's even hard for them to just say, okay, let us send. I don't know how hard it takes for you to just send a particular person to prison. Send him to prison, the person in the prison they can't harm you. Once the person is in prison, they can't harm you. Even though it's using 20 years, once you come back from that prison, if he does anything again, he's going to go back there. But in this country, we are always scared of
The
doing
people in
things.
power.
So,
The law favors those that are actually who have
so
money and
I
have
think
power.
I also want to applaud the suspended Senate
Natasha.
Natasha because she has really been going far and going so many places to clear her name to make people really know that the Nigerian Senate is
When
corrupt
she arrived Kogi State yesterday, she used helicopter because most of the road were being barricaded, and at the same time, she was being scared of being assassinated. And then, due to that of her arrival in Kogi State of the rally, there was they just suddenly imposed curfew in Kogi State. Like I don't really understand why.
The people of Kogi loves her and they know that she's really standing by them to
Yes,
want to
she's really
improve the
doing a
state.
whole lot of
You know,
things.
in this country, if you have someone like that that has dedicated his or her time to want to stand for a particular group of people, a particular community, and the people at the top will not allow that because they will feel, who is this person that is trying to come and teach us what we've been doing for a long time, where we feed from, where they
Where
extort
we are
from.
being no where we are being oppressed, because there are still some people that are standing for the APC, the Yaya Bello and all that, and then they feel that what they are doing is actually right. When you have people that wanted to stand for them, they wanted to shut them up. I really don't understand what is Nigerian problem, but I feels like we are royal to our oppressor. That is what I would think. Well, let's move on. Trump imposed 40% tariff on Nigerian exports to US. The US President Donald Trump has announced that exports from Nigeria to the United States will now be subjected to a 40% tariff. The decision, which was made public during a American Wealthy Again event in the Rose Garden on Wednesday, is part of a broader strategy aimed at balancing global trade and addressing perceived unfair trade practice. The newly introduced 40% tariff mark a significant shift in US-Nigerian trade relations, with the US government citing an ongoing trade imbalance. According to the Trump administration, Nigeria imposed a 27% tariff on US exports, a disparity the US claim has long been detrimental to American businesses and consumers. Wow. Nigeria has been long imposing 20 on US exports, and then, well, I feels like how will I say that? I feel like Donald Trump is actually wanted to make a fair trade between Nigerian and the US trade right now, because if he wanted to make it let me say a 50-50 things, I think he's going to make it the same amount of a tariff that Nigeria has actually imposed on US exports.
Well, I think it is so aim of the United States now is to make America wealthy as it is before, because I think Americans are really, to me, I see the way the wealth they have before is now reducing due to the kind of way they spend. Americans really spend a lot when it comes to their economy and to build their security and everything. So they are looking for every way. Especially Job is looking for Job is a businessman and is very good at what he does. So he's trying to put that business mind into American setting, making everything around them, anything coming into the United States and going out of the United States. If they really stick to the imposing of tariff and the percentage in goods, I believe in this way the country can generate more income. I think that's what they are so aiming.
Well, let's move on. Second anniversary, Tinubu leaves for France to review economic reforms. The President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday departed for Paris, France, for a 2 weeks working visit. During the visit, the president will appreciate his administration, midterm performances, and assess key limestone. Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, revealed in a statement on Wednesday. The statement was titled President Tinubu to embark on working visits to Paris. Our correspondent has cited the president convoy departing his official residence for the airport minutes past 11 a.m. local time. The president says Tinubu will also the presidency says Tinubu will also use the retreat to review the progress of ongoing reform and engage in strategic planning ahead of his administration second anniversary. The first anniversary has not been on a stable ground, and then he's already on a let me say leaves for France for the second anniversary, and I wonder what the anniversary is all about. Is it the hunger, the inflation, the poverty, the insecurity, the light, the electricity issue that he's going for an anniversary for, or he's going on anniversary because he has already conquered us, the Nigeria, into poverty.
The way I see this is, there's nothing anyone can tell me about this that will make me believe or understand that it's right for a sitting president to always, in 2 months, always want to travel out of the country to face. If the president is the one doing all these things, what are the works of the ambassadors to France, those in charge of going out to do all this kind of thing. There are so many people appointed for this. The ministers, there are so many ministers, there are so many ministers in charge of this that can do what the president has said is going outside to do to reform the economy. Stay in your country, focus on what is really happening in this country, face the challenges we are having here, rather than traveling outside. Because the cost of this transportation alone sef is killing. Because if a president is actually moving from one place to another every time, let's check the cost of fueling. The president alone cannot move goods. We saw, we just look at let's look at an example of
Convoy.
the wife of the president that went to Asaba. The amount of convoy that followed that was almost 30. Let's now talk about the president. How many convoys are going to be following him? And these convoys are being fueled with Nigerian money. They are being, just maintenance are being maintained by Nigerian money. Let our president try to stick in one place and focus on what really happening in this country. How many times do we hear National traveling from one country to another? How many times do we see other presidents moving from one country to another in 2 months? Almost every time in 2 months. So these are the things I think where the federal government really needs to look into. The rate at which our president travels is really alarming, I tell you.
Wow. And today's top story from the Vanguard. Three arrested as police raid criminal hideout on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. The Ogun State Police Command yesterday said that it has conducted 2 hours in extensive security check at the Shagam interchange in response to the report of an armed robbery attack and killing at his section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The assessment of the area conducted by the Commissioner of Police, Lanre Ogunlowo, revealed that illegal trading activities and the presence of thugs. The spokesperson for the command, CSP Omolola Odutola, in a statement says that this measure followed recent concern over insecurity in the area, including reports circulating on social media on Wednesday about an incident on March 21st, 2025, during which someone coming from a vigil was attacked under the bridge and later died due to the injury. So she explained that whilst no such incident was formally reported at any police station, the CP Ogunlowo has, however, embarked on proactive effort to reinforce security at the interchange area.
Well, I think this is more or less the work of the security personnel to find the best measure to be able to attack this. I think
And this is the work of, well, how will I say it? The insecurity in Nigeria, it keep growing and growing every day. Imagine coming back from a vigil around 5 a.m. and then you be scared of going home because you don't want it to be attacked by unknown gunmen that is going to take your life at the end of the day. This insecurity is becoming a norm that some of us are already getting used to it. Some of us are not getting, are being scared in our various residents, our homes. We are scared of going out. We are scared of sleeping in our own house because we don't want it, an unknown government to come into our house, attack us, and kill us. This is what the government needed, the security personnel needed to look into deeply.
I think the commissioner of police in that section, Ogunlowo, should actually look deeply into this case because this has come to its own jurisdiction and it needs to really focus on the right measures to take. If we start creating roadblocks and checkpoints around the expressway, I think it will also solve so many casualties like what really happened in that scenario. The person that was coming from the VG, things like that can be prevented if roadblocks and checkpoints are being.
There are checkpoints, but
It's only in Nigeria where I see a
when
police
it's
station
5
closed.
a.m., they left the checkpoints. When it's 5 a.m., there are checkpoints. The moment it's 5 p.m., they left there. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., they left there. Throughout the night, there is nothing like that. Well, let's move on. NCAA warns airline against halfway deportation of Nigerians passengers. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has issued a stern warning to international airlines over the growing number of complaints from passengers who are being airlifted halfway to their destination only to be deported back to Nigeria. The, the NCAA Director of Consumer Protection and Public Affairs, Michael Achimogu, stated this in a statement cited by Vanguard on Thursday, April 3rd. This action, which involved the refusals of boarding or denial of entry at intermediate or transit stop due to visa and travel restriction, are completely unacceptable. He says the NCAA emphasized that it is the responsibility of airlines to inform passengers of any potential barriers to their admissible visibility before they commence travel.
Yeah. I think we but it's only those that has witnessed this kind of situation that we know how painful and that it can be for you to travel from one place, probably going to the Asian part of the country, knowing that it's going to be a two-way flight to that place, and get to your first destination, waiting to board the next airline to take you to that particular place, and you are being deported immediately after due to documentation, restriction, and so many other things and this and that. I think the Nigerian airline authority really need to look into things like this to avoid such
Halfway deportation.
issues like this that will happen a long time ago.
Well, let's move on. Technology-driven reform will curb academic fraud, education minister. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, yesterday says that the rollout of the Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank (NED) program, a $68.8 million technology-driven initiative, will eliminate substandard academic reports, fake certificates, and unaimed honor in the education sector. Alausa, in a statement, says NED is designed to enhance academic integrity, security, and national planning through digitalization and verification mechanism. The minister says NED will be applicable across all higher education institutes, regardless of ownership, public, private, civilian, or military, as well as professional schools like nursing and agricultural college.
Well, it's a good step. A good step by the net. 8.8 million naira
Dollar.
dollar will actually go a long way into the educational system. Yeah, actually go a long way. But if we, I believe if we are taking technology very serious in this country, it will drive a lot of reforms. I tell you, because technology now is the key when it comes to everything around the world. Because people are really now key into technology. Because if you have that technology at your disposal at the go, it serves as security. Technology serves as to protect. It serves as security also. It serves as it works and it uses the calculation, economic growth, education wise, anything you do, even though in the hospital sector, in the health sector, technology is very, very important. So I think we should pay more attention to technology.
Well, talking about those that actually fake their certificates, I feels like this thing is going to be uncover a whole lot of things because I feels like there are many people out there that actually feels like buying their way into academic is one of the best things that they can do for themselves. And then instead of them to actually go into learning and then practical, you see a whole lot of people out there that they don't even know how to process some things, even when they tell you that they are graduates. Well, let's move on. Police uncover Yahoo school in Lagos. The Lagos State Police Command yesterday says it has uncovered a building in the Iju area of Lagos State used for internet fraud training. Popular, popularly called Yahoo School, the command says four Yahoo experts, among them two siblings who had been running the school, were arrested alongside six trainees who were undergoing training in cybercrime and fraud during the operation. Identity of the man suspected were given a Chibok Ihejika, 23, Stanley Ihejika, 22, Obiora Onyedaba, 26, Emmanuel Onyedabe, 25, while the six trainees are Okori Henry, Otel Chisom, 20, Okeke, a whole lot of them are actually mentioned in this place because I don't even know how it, I feels like this things called of internet fraud has becoming or let me say it's no longer a second choice that if I didn't get a job, if I didn't succeed, I'm going to go into no, it's now a first choice that even someone that is graduating today, the next thing that they are going to be thinking about is going into internet first. Someone that haven't even been to school, the next thing that they are thinking about is for them to go into this internet fraudster.
Well, I won't blame anybody's decision to do anything he or she wants to do. Depends on the kind of society you are being brought up for. With the rate of unemployment in the country, let's take an example of most people finishing schools now. Let's look at what we have left in this country. We have thousands of people that are still applying for job this year. Millions are there, if I'm not mistaken, up to millions of people that apply for job. What's the assurance for these people going into school that when they come out, there will be jobs for them? And we also have, as they are entering, we have thousands coming out also, coming out to serve. So those thousands are also finishing their service. What's the next step for the government for these people? It's not about saying we are increasing this by increasing the allowance to work. What's the next step for the government for the society? There is no job employment. Those people working in those places don't have, they are not ready to leave those positions. As long as a country whereby we resign people every year, we retire people every year for a particular people to enter. It's not done like that in this country. As long we have that kind of recycling that every year there are sort of people that will retire from a particular job and will bring in people. We know that okay, in this country we are recycling our generation and it's moving. We know that all this cyber crime is going to be so we don't have that kind of system here. And we expect those people to come out when you are seeing for example you are seeing your mate driving Benz, driving, what are you doing? I'm into internet force. They are easily influenced to want to join that kind of society. So I think the government really needs to start with ensuring job opportunities first before going into arresting and because if you keep on arresting these people, to get to the stage, our prison self will be filled up. Our prison will be filled up. It happens that when our prison is filled up, they'll say they want to restructure prison, you know, this to keep going like that. So we need just that we just need to look into what we are going to do to subsidize all these kind of issues.
Well, moving on. Oru Omi killing. Residents allege discriminate, arrest, extortion. Many residents of Oromi are still skeptical about what would befall them as life gradually returned to the town. A week after 16 northern travelers mistaken for kidnappers were killed by a mob, even as they accused the police of discriminate arrest and extortion. This was evident yesterday, which was the market day in the town, and ever busy Mission Road, where the biggest market in town is located, was devoid of the heavy vehicular and human traffic association associated with it. Many young people have also continued to express their frustration with what the police are doing, alleging that people were being picked at random and made to cough out huge sum of money or threatened to be taken to Abuja as an active partner in the killing. You can imagine what our Nigerian police are doing. You can imagine what a security personnel that's supposed to be protecting people are doing. Taking people because there was an incident that happened in that state, and then you now have the opportunity to pick people up randomly, extort money from them, and then if they didn't comply with that, you threaten to take them to Abuja and says that they are one of the people that is involved in the killing. Why?
Well, we are in that kind of system where reading, unlawful reading are being taking place. Something about our Nigerian police is that we don't get firm evidence before going out on race like that. And if you are unfortunate to be out of those people being picked, extortion comes in and they threaten you to not take it to court. You know it fully well that you are not
You are innocent.
innocent of the accusation, and the worst part is that they know people that are involved in these crimes, but to get to them, they know that if they get to them straightly, they are not going to gain anything from them because they'll be taking them directly to the court, and they are not going to gain anything. So they prefer going for the innocent, knowing that the innocent are innocent and they want to pay for their innocence. That is just the logic about the way police think and the way they work.
And the most funniest part is that if you refuse not to pay for them and then you tell them that you know your rights, you might act, they will kill you and then throw your body away. Why is it supposed to be like that in a country where humans are living and then we are all behaving as if that we don't even have human sympathy at all? Oh my God. Well, we have come to the end of today's show. Thank you for joining us. I have been your host, Bella. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, have a blessed and lovely day. Bye.